What's wrong with John Coltrane? Nothing. What are you talking about? Wrong with John Coltrane? He's one of the greatest, if not the greatest, musician of the 20th century. What would be wrong with him? What's wrong with you? Wrong with Coltrane? What's wrong with Coltrane? Jesus Christ, nothing. I think there's something wrong with Coltrane. Coltrane. John Coltrane was he's a saxophone player. In case anybody who's watching this is like, who are you talking about? John Coltrane is a saxophone player, a jazz saxophone player from the mid 20th century. I find I've been very influenced by John Coltrane, but it's not just because I've been influenced by him doesn't mean I unilaterally just enjoy everything he does or accept everything he does. He has some serious problems. In fact, half of what he does is a serious problem, I think. I think his tone is awful. I think his playing is awful. His phrasing, his playing, his tone, terrible. I can't stand him. Who am I? Oh, who am I to say, right? Who am I to say that? I'm nobody. But I'm saying it because I think it's true. And I'll tell you why I think it's true. I'm not going to just leave it like a vague hot take, there on a plate for, you look at. Man, John Coltrane, what about his tone? Why don't I like his tone? That's insane. He has a beautiful tone, right? It's just, listen to any of his albums. I must not have any of his albums. I must just be like, thinking of somebody else, or not have any experience with John Coltrane. I don't know. I've been listening to him for 35 years. Of course, you've been listening to more, so you must know, right? You've been listening to him for 50 years. You must know better. Maybe you're just tricked better. What's wrong with his tone? John Coltrane's tone. Well, first of all, I don't need to qualify anything. There's so many artists that you just, once you start getting into music, it's just that your friends or peers or society or something, they have this thing. It's like kind of like casually laid on you, like, hey, oh, you're into music? Oh, you're into, you get some inclination in one way or another, like maybe jazz. Like, oh, you're into jazz. Okay, well, you need to appreciate John Coltrane. You need to appreciate him. I don't have to appreciate anybody. But when you're young, you think like, oh, I have to listen to these people. Oh, okay. Well, I certainly don't know what I'm talking about, and they're older and seem to have some experience. That they know better than me. And then you listen. This could be with anything, any genre or whatever. And you start, you listen to it, and you just have these like doubts or feelings like, I don't know, or you just kind of push them in the back. You just listen to this stuff and you think, well, I'll just keep trying. You know, for me, I just kept trying for decades with a lot of things. I mean, Led Zeppelin, Frank Zappa. Not necessarily trying. It's like I feel like I knew that I thought it was either shit or had some shitty quality to it. But I just felt like, it's not my place to say. Sure, it's my place to say. I can say. Um, John Coltrane's tone, I mean, it reminds me of, I guess, a couple things like Steve Urkel from Family Matters, or Gilbert Gottfried, comedian. You may not, well, look him up. I mean, if you don't know who I'm talking about, I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. John Coltrane, I mean, if you talk about jazz being like a musical conversation, you think about it like a conversation or like at a party, a topic is brought up. That's the composition. And then everybody starts giving input. Oh my God. John Coltrane is like the guy that shows up and is like, hey everybody, I just want to say, I want to talk about this thing, and because I like it, and I want to say, just like this kind of like this like monotone moaning, displeasing. It's displeasing. Oh my God, it's terrible. I have so many Coltrane albums. I mean, I've got a bunch on vinyl. I have a few on 8-track. I've got a lot on CD, some on cassette. I got him. Well, I got, what I do like about him is I love his compositions. And especially when I was younger, I really thought that I loved everything about his compositions. In the last few years, I've been listening to him more, and I realized that he's not very consistent in his compositions. He has a lot of stinkers. He has some albums where there's a lot of good stuff on it, but there's a lot of stinkers on his albums. But then there'll be those great ones that are mixed in. He's not as consistent. You know who is consistent? Wayne Shorter. Wayne Shorter is very consistent. You talk about just different aspects like being attuned to the universe and harmonic quality, melodic tone, phrasing. Wayne Shorter is very consistent. He's very consistently good in his albums and his output. He's a sorcerer. He stabs in the dark more. I mean, he hits some great things, I mean, as he's stabbing, I mean, he's like, he hits a target, but he doesn't always. Wayne Shorter has night vision. So whether it's daytime or nighttime, he knows what he's doing. He knows what his target is, and he's able to hit it. Oh man, God, his phrasing. Almost sounds like I want to say like an Atari Dragon. Yeah, what's that Atari game? Adventure. Like where you hear like the little digital kernels being struck and going up and down. Jesus, man. It's in the look he has on his face, you know. I think there's oh, you know what let me go get my John Coltrane CDs just in case there's something I want to show or something. I don't know. Okay, John Coltrane CDs. John Coltrane CDs. What do we got here? Where is it? Oh. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. Look at that. This is the back of a Love Supreme. Yeah, this is his tone right there. That's his tone. That's John Coltrane's tone right there. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Ugh, so fucking annoying. You know, the thing I like about Coltrane albums, including this one, is when he stops playing and you get to hear the band, because they're great. His composition is great. His composition's, you know, usually great. His band's great, and you know, when he shuts up, when he stops playing, boy, that's great. Oh, you know what? I will say, I do like his tone on Naima. He does. I think he's got good tone there, and you know, I can tolerate my favorite things. I can tolerate some stuff on my favorite things. Oh my gosh. I've got all these like late 50s. There's always late 50s albums of his that I guess got released later on Prestige. Oh man, I wanted this album to be so good. I mean, I like the name of it, Dakar, and you know the kind of purplish tone there, and you know the cover. I mean, it looks like it's not great, you know. And you know, one thing that really sucks about this is that it's him paired with baritone saxophone, mainly Pepper Adams, also Cecil Payne. Pepper Adams, Jesus Christ. You know what? I don't mind him with Donald Byrd, but you know, it's weird because I got a bunch of Donald Byrd albums, and I was just thinking like, oh, this is not bad. I mean, he's a white guy, and that's one thing I don't. I mean, white guys are fucking guilty of poor quality just to begin with. I mean, they really have to prove themselves. Pepper Adams, I mean, I thought like, oh, he's not doing bad on these Donald Byrd albums, but then I heard him on this, and I got tape on my sleeve. It's not good. I mean, baritone sax and tenor sax paired together, that's a bad mixture. What else is it? Oh, is this it? Oh yeah. Now this album is not bad, The Believer. The first 3 songs are oh man. Gosh, I should play some of this. The first 3 songs are, yeah, I will. I'm sorry, I'm just getting my CD player going. The first three songs are like a John Coltrane session, and Donald Byrd or Freddie Hubbard, trumpet. Okay. Ray Garland, Paul Chambers, Lewis Hayes, Art Taylor. Oh man, Art Taylor. God, man, he's just, I don't hate him, but he's just so middle of the road. He's just such a middle of the road guy, just like a safe guy, like the Heath brothers. You know, I mean, he's a low quality black guy, jazz musician. Ed Thigpen, you know, I mean, Ray Brown. I mean, just so tame, and Max Roach. Man, Max Roach thinks he's wild. He's fucking tame as shit. Let's see if I can get this playing here. Let's see if this would work. Get this stereo. Okay, yeah. Whoops. So okay, so then the first three songs on this are like from a John Coltrane session. The last two songs are from the Ray Draper Quintet featuring John Coltrane. And this is hilarious. I mean, this is just fucking funny. Ray Draper is a jazz tuba player. And, man, I mean, there's some, you know, I'm a huge snob about jazz instruments, you know. I mean, if it's not tenor sax or soprano, trumpet, piano, upright bass, drums, then, I mean, that's the only format that is innocent until proven guilty. Anything else is guilty until proven innocent. Jazz violin, no. Flute, you can do it on one song, maybe two. Unless you're doing like a, you know, just like an easy listening album, or just some kind of like instrumental pops, or, you know, something that's not just like straight ahead or traditional type jazz. But jazz tuba, I mean, it is that it's sad, and Ray Draper is sad on this. I'm gonna play some of this. It's pretty funny. Like, I'm gonna fast forward to. You gotta go past Coltrane's solo. Let's get to the tuba. Okay. Yeah. So there's Coltrane's solo. Now here comes the. Boo 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 boo. Boo 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 boo. Boo boo. Boo 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 boo. Talk about clumsy. I mean, I urge you to go listen to, on The Believer, Philidia and Paul's Pal. Those are the two songs, the Ray Draper songs. I mean, it's hilarious. I mean, if your head's in the right place, you'll laugh your ass off about it. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Like, how could he do that? Man, Ray Draper, jazz tuba. I got totally sidetracked, but back to Coltrane. God, is that it? Is that all I have to say about it? I mean, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good songs on Giant Steps. I mean, yeah. Well, there's some songs where some albums where he's got like several good songs on them. But for the most part, they're not consistent. Um, I feel like I can listen to him, tolerate him more. He's playing in the 50s, um, more than the 60s. It's just so, he's not, you know, he's so inconsiderate. He's so inconsiderate. You know what I should do? I should read, I'm going to read, I made some Facebook posts about John Coltrane. Hang on just a second. Yeah, sorry, I just get my other phone here. I'm gonna read some posts I made about Coltrane, and I made some Facebook posts over the years about John Coltrane. Let me see. I'm gonna type. I know. I need to search. No, that's not what I want to do. Okay, search. Okay, Coltrane. I'm searching my page for Coltrane. All right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, here's the one where I posted about The Believer, that album I was just talking about. Am always up for checking a Coltrane album, even though his tone and playing are too crude in a bad way and inconsiderate within a musical discussion. Yeah, he's very inconsiderate. Coltrane is an extremely inconsiderate player. Um, which, I mean, I guess that can be a thing, that. But his even if there's somebody who's has a tolerable style of being inconsiderate, his is not. Um, the guy can write a tune, also, aka come up with quality subject matter to discuss. He just sucks at discussing his own topic. That's for sure. He does. He sucks at discussing his own topic musically. Let's see. The tunes here on this late 50s Prestige label release are on the better side of decent. That's a compliment. The better side of decent. The band on the first three tunes is more or less Miles' quintet at the time, except with Donald Byrd on trumpet. Let's see. I like it, especially when Coltrane dips out with his monotone moaning. Yeah, that's for sure. The last two tracks were an excellent surprise. I guess they wanted to make the album longer for the CD, so they added a couple of tracks from another album. Coltrane guested on with the Ray Draper Quintet. Jazz tuba, yeah. Glad this exists as comic relief. Anyone can play anything they want, and this freedom opens up the door wide for mediocrity and for clowns to march through. Goddamn fucking jazz tuba. Please, I'm begging you to check out Ray's tuba solo after Coltrane's. Yeah, you gotta check it out. It's hilarious. All right, let's see here. What else we got? Okay, I was kind of talking about the Coltrane, the Paris concert. Why would I get a Coltrane album? Especially since Mr. PC is 26 minutes long, which means most of it isn't Coltrane playing / soloing. There's nothing revolutionary here, but good stuff from McCoy Tyner and Elvin Jones. The real bomb starts at 6:30 on Mr. PC when Jimmy Garrison unexpectedly takes out his bow for the solo on this very up-tempo tune. Oh man, bass players and their fucking bows. Nobody wants to hear that. If you want to hear a bass player get out their bow and do an arco solo, you have a problem. Nobody in their right mind wants to hear that. And a bass player who just wants to try to mix it up, I mean, has problems. He must have really needed to shake things up in his routine to do something so stupid. Well, I say that, but his solo does get progressively funnier if you're okay with taking yourself out of a cool place into comic relief. Gosh, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna put it on, but from what I remember, it's pretty funny. Man, jazz bass player, no one wants to hear your fucking bow. You may feel like you need variety or to showcase depth. Just accept that it will not sound good, despite what any assholes erroneously trying to promote positivity or encourage openness may say. No, that shit needs to be closed down and just stick with your fingers. Yeah, that's true. So, well, not so much about Coltrane. I don't say anything there. Let's see. Okay, here's what I say something about A Love Supreme. Ooh, found. Yeah, okay, A Love Supreme. Always up for revisiting things I don't like. It's a win-win. Either I'll find enjoyment in continuing to dislike it, or see the light and change my mind and enjoy it for that reason. In this case with Coltrane, as I've said a couple times before, I'm a big fan of his compositions and band, but really annoyed by his playing and tone. Gladly/sadly, nothing has changed there. Oh yeah, I met a guy recently that was talking about being bar manager at a restaurant he works. Inflating his position, he spoke in his forced, lower, broken up by breaths, monotone speech that seemed like he was trying to honk his throat instead of letting his voice simply come out. Or maybe that was just the best he could do. A Morse code vibe. Hey, which is surely one way to communicate. This is how John Coltrane sounds. Yeah, that's how John Coltrane sounds. Like a like. I mean, yeah, that's. Man, why can't there be a better sounding player on this particular album where the rest of the band sounds so good? Oddly, I was focusing. Oh yeah, oddly, I was focusing on his brief vocals. This is A Love Supreme, and thinking that they sounded quite pleasant. Maybe he should have vocally scatted the solos versus scatting through the tenor with it up to his butthole. You know, scatting as in scatological. So like he's just taking a shit through his tenor. And then how I address this is that look he gives. His energy/bulging eyes in the second pick actually reminds me of the bar manager guy with the honky throat body language, and is a perfect visual representation of his sax tone. He's an annoying wizard trying to throw a spell of intentions at you through his eyes and hands. Yeah. All right, here's one I'm talking about. The Thelonious Monk Quartet with John Coltrane at Carnegie Hall. I've been actively trying to find at least one album where Coltrane's playing and tone isn't annoying and dysfunctionally rude. Found it at a thrift store today for $1. A super hi-fi live recording made by Voice of America in 1957, then buried in the Library of Congress until the early 2000s. What a great album. Worth a listen if you haven't heard it. Better than the Studio Monk Coltrane record from around the time. That's true. Where Coltrane's playing is in typical bullshit form. Here, for whatever reason, he actually sounds like he's playing, blending, and communicating well with others in a natural versus poorly playing along with a karaoke tape way. That's it. Oh yeah, I'm glad I read this because that's what his playing sounds like. He's just like playing along with a karaoke tape on most of his albums. I give Coltrane a strong B plus on this recording. That's a high compliment from me about Coltrane. Monk and his band are incredible as usual, of course. All right, let's see what else, if I have anything else here about Coltrane. Oh, yeah, okay, totally. Let's look at this.
Yes, sir. Yeah, could you make...
All right. Okay. I love this.
Yes,
Hang
sir.
on.
Yeah, could you make some...
Okay. This is great. This is, and what is, I love this, what Miles Davis has to say about Coltrane. Hang on.
Other question?
Okay, wait.
Other question? Yes, sir. I got a great Jeff Porcaro story, though. Sir, yeah, could you make some sort of a comment?
Okay.
Other question? Yes, sir. Yeah, could you make some sort of a comment of your memories about John Coltrane? Some memorable experience with him?
Boogers out his nose.
You see boogers out of his nose. I love it. Yeah. He looks like such, yeah. I mean, that picture of him. He looks like, that's such a booger eating pose.
Other question? Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yeah.
whoops. Okay.
Great Jeff Porcaro.
Okay. Let's see if there's something else. One more. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is just about the Miles live in '58 with Bill Evans and Coltrane. I'm saying even Evans and Coltrane are tolerable here. Even Evans less so. Coltrane's tone and playing is a little less obnoxious in the 50s. Production-wise, yeah, okay, except for the last... Oh, the last 3 tunes are live, yeah. Okay, that's right. Okay, so... Oh, man, Bill Evans, that's another guy. Worthless. God fucking damn it, worthless. Right in the middle of the keyboard. Oh, God. It seems like I either saw an interview or read somewhere that he was self-conscious about being a white guy in a band with a bunch of black guys. That's the best. That's the most honorable thing I can think of with Bill Evans, because he's right. And you know what? I want to say that he kind of just shied out of, kind of backed out of the Miles band, or either way, I would love to think that Miles just got rid of him, just thought he was kind of enamored by the exotic white guy, what he was doing something different, and then realized oh, this is not so great. Either that would be a great way of getting rid of Bill Evans. Another way is just Bill Evans just feeling like an imposter in that situation and just getting out of it himself. Which, God, then he gets in his group with fucking Ray Gomez. Oh my God. Or Eddie, which one is it? Ray or Eddie? Eddie Gomez, the bass player? I forget. Anyway, whichever one's the bass player. Wow. What a piece of shit. God, he's worse than Dave Holland. Dave Holland, terrible. God. That's Dave Holland, just nasal, meandering, white bullshit. Gomez is out of tune, meandering, white bullshit. Nasal, mid-range. God. Those guys are revolutionary. And Jack DeJohnette, oh my gosh, in the band with Bill Evans at some point. Oh Jesus, boy, that guy I have no use. What's that? That is a white sounding black guy, right there. I have no use for that guy at all. Coltrane, yeah. I mean, I guess I it seemed like I talked about more other people more than him, but he's ooh, sorry. He's I don't know. He's got some great albums, and he's got some great songs. I just don't want to hear him playing on any of them. I'd like to hear other people playing on them. Not him. Seems like I'm missing something. Yeah, I talked about him being like Gilbert Gottfried and Steve Urkel, and like the monotone moaning, and you know his bad tone, his phrasing, him being an inconsiderate improviser and player, him being like he's playing karaoke. I guess that's it. I mean, I'm glad he existed, and I mean, I genuinely am influenced by him. I mean, his tunes, yeah, some of his tunes, and just the vibe of it, and I guess a lot of it just has to do with the players that are on there too. But yeah, well, you know what, I'm gonna do something that I think sounds better than Coltrane's tone. All right, you ready for this? All right, have a good night.